Okay, thanks for coming back to Reload Wrap. This video is going to be about all the miscellaneous things, loose ammunition and stuff that we have not covered so far in our series. Again, if you have any questions or you're interested in getting the holster, come to reloadwrap.com. Again, Reload Wrap is proudly made in the USA. So getting right into it, what circumstances would you want to possibly carry loose ammunition? Well, you're hunting. You have an over and under rifle, shotgun, hunting rifle. Maybe you carry a shockwave or a Surbu entry shotgun or anything, or you're in a 3-gun match and you want to have 2 shells that you can kind of clip anywhere or whatever the case is. So the Reload Wrap holster gives you the ability to carry loose ammunition as well. So let's get right into that. Essentially, everything kind of been sized with all these things in mind. So the loose ammo, 12 gauge, you should kind of set it on the short side here. Start to roll it up. Roll it right onto the on the landing pad there. You can kind of test to see how good you got it. That feels pretty good. Let's get our other shell. We'll start rolling it up. And you just kind of got to hold everything and use your fingers to keep the roll tight. That feels pretty good there. We'll take the bottom strap, come up. I like to use a reinforcement cap to just seal it up real good. And here you have a quick 2-shell shotgun holder allowing you to get access and reinsert it. You can, remember this is the pocket line. The only thing would be is you kind of, that's probably the extent of how you could raise it would be the bottom of the pocket. So that's as high as you could get it. So it's going to be that far down into your pocket and you can index it. Even though this is the pocket line, you can also do this on the outside of clothing. Keep it handy, reach over, grab it, do your reload. So let's take those out. Pull the cap off and you can see, there's our pockets we've created with it, and it'll still hold it. So let's say we're doing the shotgun rifle combo or whatever. Let's use the long side for the 12 gauge shell, 12 gauge, 20 gauge, 14 gauge, whatever the case is. Get that up there. Here is a 30-06 shell. We'll start to wrap that up. Now on the shells, obviously you don't want to wrap on the slope side. You want to kind of wrap the body side. So let's wrap it up on the body. And this will be similar to the revolver, where you're just setting up the revolver shell. I would also make sure that the rifle lined up more so on the landing pad than the shotgun shell. And here, this would totally hold it. Take a reinforcement cap, stick it on there. And if for whatever reason you needed a 308 shell and a 12 gauge, like for those a quick reload on those over and under hunting guns, here's just kind of a cool thing that it can do. Kind of rare, but I like the fact that you can just kind of play with this and do all these different things. Let's reset it. And again, we're just talking about the adaptability of this thing. I mean, I've come up with my list of things to do, but you can come up with things you want to do. All right, so let's talk about some non-lethal applications. So let's say you like to carry some mace or something to that effect. You buy some mace, it may have a clip already on it, a keychain where it dangles around or whatever, or you could buy a belt mounted pouch, but the Reload Wrap holster can also engage, obviously, a can of mace. I would leave it, I guess you could put it, that looks a little bit wider, have it fitted the depth of your pocket, use the extension strap. We'll kind of form up the bottom here. And now you have mace available. So let's say you don't want to reload per se for a firearm, or you're not carrying a firearm at the time. This could nestle right into your pocket line, and you can still index that pretty quickly. So another great combination is to take the reinforcement cap, and we'll kind of do what we've done before with our little light introduction, and we'll use a tactical light using the reinforcement cap as a place to set. This is already fairly thick in the pocket. This is like a 1 ounce or a 2 ounce thing of mace, a little bit big. Imagine a smaller one, and then you can attach the light with it. And so this whole rig would be in your pocket. So this would be a great rig for non-lethal or security applications, or whatever the case is. You could access that, and again, remember how it'll still hold its shape. So there's mace with a light. There's a good combination. Let's reset it. So you're working, whatever the case is, you're not carrying a firearm, you're at work, you're doing some task, or you're out on the job, or whatever the case is. Reload wrap, just because it's marketed as a reload for firearms or whatever, it has a lot of civilian or non-firearm related applications. In fact, if you think you can fit it in the holster, it'll go. So here we're going to have a multi-tool, and it's kind of set up just like you would a single stack magazine. Set how loose or how you want it to hold it, and I guess the purpose would be you can keep this suspended into your pocket so you can get it. It doesn't fall into your pocket, get all sideways, poke you. This will kind of just hold it, keep it suspended in the pocket you want. In this particular case, we could set a reinforcement, or the bottom reinforced extension strap, and we can get the needle nose point of that protected. So here you have a multi-tool, and let's say a multi-tool with a light addition. So here you have we can add whatever little tactical LED light you have, or whatever the case is. And here's a cool, handy everyday carry EDC type of holster. If you don't have a firearm, or at the particular time you're not wanting to carry a firearm, you're just doing whatever, this would keep your multi-tool handy. And of course, your flashlight in case you need it. And then it would suspend it in its pocket. Now I set that pretty loose. You could set it tighter, and of course everything would kind of depend on if there's any obstacles along here, as to where you wrap the thing onto. So let's set that tool over there. Let's get our flashlight out of the way. And then there's some other, like I said, the sky is the limit with the holster. I have another kind of funny one here. So let's say you're like, hey, I'm gonna need some snacks later, or whatever the case is. And hey, who doesn't like a Snickers bar, or whatever your favorite candy bar is? But I don't know if you've ever tried to stick a candy bar in your pocket. It'll get all melted and gooey, or whatever the case is. And although I wouldn't say that I've field tested the candy bar reload wrap holster, I'm gonna suspect that it would keep it off of your body so that it's not getting super hot or melty. So hey, I need a Snicker bar from time to time, so what better way to keep it handy? So this would kind of be treated as a single stack magazine. We can control the depth. You may have to quickly get the candy bar. Let's put the extension strap on the bottom, and let's create the bottom portion of this. So this sits in the pocket, and maybe some of you guys can test it, or I'll do a little field study on this to see if it keeps the candy bar from being melted as it kind of suspends itself in your pocket. It may also keep it from getting squished. I don't know. I just think it's kind of humorous, but you never know. Like you're going to a theme park, you're not wanting to carry your firearm, or whatever the case is. So hey, you say, hey, I'm going to use this for this. And there's some of you who may like to smoke, or whatever the case is. So you could, if you wanted to, we'll make this the double knotty holster rig here. And you got your snack, and you get your lighter, whatever the case is, and you can see where everything's totally set up. Keep your lighter. You never know, you may have to get quick access to a lighter. I don't smoke or anything, but I'm just throwing that in there. So the sky is the limit with the holster. If it's of similar styles or is able to fit into the main cavity, you know, you can do whatever. And it doesn't have to be a firearm related application or whatever. There could be some less lethal options. You know, let's say you carry a handy dandy voice recorder with you for whatever reasons. This would help it suspend in its pocket. If you wanted the audio side up, you could have it suspended in the pocket. And you know, as you can tell, there's different applications. I'm offering this. I'm just showing you all the different applications you could do. And you know, if you're dictating things, a doctor, a nurse, or whatever the case is, a lawyer, dictate, goes right back in, keeps it right in your pocket. Dictate, goes back into your pocket. So it'll work for a lot of different applications. There's so many, you know, I can only think of the ones that I can think of just for the purpose of this video. You know, what if you're an EMT and you want to carry some different tools? You can maybe try to configure this to hold shears and some other EMT related things, a tourniquet, diabetic, you know, you need diabetic supplies, some syringes, the rescue, glucose, all these different things can fit in the holster. So this is the last video of the introductory series for reload wrap. This kind of just shows you all of the capabilities of the holster. If you purchase one, you could even experiment to come up with other applications. So anything that would fit, anything you'd want suspended in your pocket that could fit in the holster, that's for you to do. Again, if you have any questions, come to reloadwrap.com. We have all the video series there. You can buy the holster. Again, free shipping is included. Reload Wrap is proudly made in the USA. And thank you very much for tuning into this series.